Hello, it's me, Gwarmekia Sturdivant, back again with I'm Not Kissing the Frogs. Today I'm doing chapter 4, Desperate Measures. I'm going to start with reading a short part of the story and then I'll get right to the talk. You'll notice they haven't proposed to make anyone a wife, just words that sound similar to get her to drop her panties. When they do suggest marriage, though, it's only to screw with her mind and keep her believing that maybe, someday, he'll want to commit. They say most anything to get you to accept their false profession of love, only to lead you into destruction. If he loves her, he will wait for her. He wouldn't put pressure upon her. He wouldn't attempt to cause her confusion or ask her to pull out of the race she's running. Love would want her to stay focused, finish school, and achieve her goals, both physical and spiritual. He will want what she wants if this love is real. Everything will line up, and they would agree. When a female is doing her best to stand firm when faced with an opposition, the frog will proceed to turn up the heat. They love a challenge because it makes them work harder to break her down. Afterward, they have something amazing to tell the fellas. That's the only time a frog will do extraordinary thinking to try figuring out ways to carry out his plan. If the girl stands firm on what she believes, she will be a powerful woman. I'm sure that there are boys and girls enjoying sex before marriage, and they sometimes get married after the fact. But why gamble with your body and soul to find out if he or she will stay for the long haul? Why not wait for marriage to do married people things? There are times when frogs will use words and phrases to make you think badly about yourself. If they can play with a girl's mind, causing her esteem to drop, it may cause her to cave. Frogs sometimes call girls names to ridicule them in front of their peers, only to embarrass them. If a girl is a virgin, frogs will make fun of or put pressure on her to give it up. If a girl is not a virgin, they call her names such as slut, whore, thought, etc., even if the girl has only slept with one person. The entire point of this is to break her down. Her self esteem, her confidence, and her reputation is on the line. They will talk about you no matter what, but to avoid all the negative, keep yourself pure and attach yourself with those who are only the same wavelength as you. You know, those who are trying to do something with their life instead of messing it up. Don't hang around the girls who are desperate to be someone or too quick to accept anything from a frog, which includes disrespectful behavior, name calling, cheating, abuse of any kind, lies, selfishness. If you're among them, you must be one of them. That's how others will judge you anyway. You are an accessory to whatever they are doing if you are hanging around them. Be separate from those who make a bad name for themselves because chances are they create a name for you too. Some females would do anything to get a guy. Usually, people will do anything to get what and who they want anyway. Desperate females overload their face with makeup, wear skimpy clothing, get bigger butts, bigger breasts, thinner waist, fuller lips just to keep a guy. While she's trying to create beauty, he's eyeing some female who is actually naturally beautiful. No matter how much work is done, the girl never really feels pretty. She continues tweaking areas of her body and finding flaws that aren't there, but her insecurities have grown so out of control, it's caused her to become desperate for love. Sometimes we may start off with confidence, but when you begin doing things such as sexual intercourse, you become insecure, you become confused, and end up trying to make sure the first sexual encounter becomes the lifetime partner, but majority of the time it's not. Is usually a disappointment. And then there's another and another, and you're doing all you know how to do to hold on to him, but it doesn't work. Well, that was my experience anyway, and I do not want that for you. Be desperate for finishing school and a bright future. What would you do out of desperation? Some girls don't understand that their actions point towards this desperation. They are trying to fit in, trying to be liked by everyone, trying to get a boyfriend, want to be popular in the wrong ways, trying to give up the one thing that should remain kept just to keep someone interested in her. If he's not into you, you can't change his mind. He doesn't love you if he's pressuring you to do anything you don't want to do. Out of desperation, you do it to keep him. As a foolish girl, you give him your pearls so that he may trample and destroy them. Your pearls! Create some standards for yourself in order to ready yourself for the future. Hair, skin, nails, keep them looking clean and don't go overboard with all the fakery either. Avoid being foolish and looking foolish. You don't have to overly spend money to look nice. Ross, TJ Maxx, the thrift stores, Walmart, all types of stores allow you to dress for less. Don't be too desperate for attention that you spend all your money on Gucci and them and then have no money for the important things. Talk with sense and not ignorantly loud. Wisdom speaks with elegance and grace and at an appointed time. Don't be too hasty, even when you feel the need to tell someone off. The more foolish you are, the more susceptible it would be for you to be tricked, mistreated, or led astray. The frogs are seeking whom they may devour in whatever way they can devour. Just FYI, I didn't act in good character, nor did I understand what having standards meant. I just lived and fell short daily. I made dumb choices and lived in regret for a while. But you don't have to. You can listen right now, make better choices than I have, and be a light to other young girls. Please, don't get caught up in foolishness. Stay away from all frogs, girls, boys, men, and women. Guard your heart and mind and stay in constant communication with your parents. They are on to something when they tell you to keep those legs closed. Don't be so desperate for a relationship that you end up giving it up. Don't be easy. Be the challenge and wear them out by making them wait until marriage. Of course, he's desperate to get between your legs, but you hold the power. You call the shots. The more you refrain, the stronger and more powerful you become. You may ask me, how do you know? And I'm very glad you asked. The answer, I've seen the females who waited and they were free. They were able to walk differently than those of us who were living in whoredom. I will tell you more in chapter 8. I plan to do a full video of my mistakes face to face with you. Stay tuned. But until then, be desperate for God. He's a keeper. And one last thing. If you feel out of control and don't know how to stop giving it up, you need to talk with your parents and explain to them you need help. If they don't know how to pray, you start praying to God and let Him know you have a stronghold that's keeping you in bondage. Just be honest with God. Ask Him for help. Ask Him to clean you up. If you're desperate for love but have sought it in every place besides Jesus Christ, it's time to seek Him like never before. And I get it. I've been there and didn't understand my issues until God started giving me understanding. I started to see my ignorance, my foolishness, and my waywardness. You should stop and think, how did I get to this point? Start recounting your steps and get a clear understanding of how and where it all began. Then ask for healing and whatever may have happened that caused you to feel rejected or abandoned, hurt or lonely, and not able to receive proper love. I will talk more about this in chapter 8. But while praying, make sure to go to the Father in Jesus' name. If you ask, you shall receive. Ways to not be desperate. Step 1, look into the mirror and admire the beautiful person God created. You're healthy, you're strong, and you have an amazing mind. Keep it that way. Step 2, don't compare with anyone else and don't compete with anyone regarding your body, mind, or soul. You don't have to alter what God created because He made all things well. You are you. Walk in your purpose. Step 3, understand that good things will come to you as you work towards your goals. Patiently wait and be grateful for where you are right now. And step 4, smile. You're amazing. Well, I believe I've said enough. Chapter 4 has come to a close, my good friends. I hope you've enjoyed today's topic and are desperately waiting to hear the next chapter. You see what I did there? Desperately. Laugh out loud. Anyway, have an awesome day. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. For any newcomers, subscribe, please. Thank you. Bye.